Hi water signs, welcome to my channel, Butterfly Oracle. This is a message for water signs Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus for the month of March going into April. So water signs, I did this recording and it didn't record, so we're gonna do this again. For your energy from the Oracle of the Seven Energies, you got Earth Magic. So I'm also sensing this as kind of like advice for your highest good in addition to your energy card. So Earth Magic, I love that it's a number 1, so it is all about you. And this card is partly about getting grounded out in nature, going out and reconnecting, understanding and embracing that you are a part of everything, every living thing, and that you are a part of the cosmos. The other aspect of this card is that if you have been planting seeds, if you have been doing this work behind the scenes, that it is coming to fruition. There is an element of this card with just sitting back and allowing the things to come in to meet you, and the things that you already know you've been planting the seeds to receive. So that's a strong message with that card as well. I'm sensing that this is that you're earlier on in the stage, that you might be at a point where you are doing that excavating work and the subconscious is beginning to lift up to the surface into the conscious realm. And as you become conscious, you can then begin to clarify your vision, see what it is that you truly desire and want, and then you can begin to plant those seeds and then wait to reap the benefits of that, right? The part that's active and that we can contribute to and we can do and take action on, and the part where we have to sit back and be receptive and allowing of what's going on behind the scenes to take place, of what the universe is bringing in to come into fruition, right? So that's a beautiful card. For your other 2 oracle cards, I was pulling for 1, but 2 came out together from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and these are highly spiritual cards together, deep knowing and a leg up. Both of the numbers on these, I believe it's 34 and 43, breaking down to a 7, which is a spiritual number in itself. And I think there's encouragement from these cards to know that you are being supported at this time. You're being guided at this time. You are, in a sense, being given a leg up. And with this deep knowing card, you have the owl there, an animal that signifies wisdom and that deep sense of inner knowing as well, that things are moving in your favor. Things are working in accordance with divine timing. I drew the cards for your 9-card spread, and at the bottom of the deck, you got the Wheel of Fortune. So another reiteration of this message, that things are moving forward, the wheel is turning. This is also a card of karma. And 10, again, breaking down to a 1. This reading is really about you and what's going on within, what's going on internally with you. And you'll see that when I turn the camera over and we go into the 9-card block. All right, see you in a second. Hi water signs, welcome to the rest of your reading, March through April, or whenever you're watching this. Funny enough, I wish I had taken a video of me shuffling, because you got the same first 2 cards that came out, I believe, that the air signs did. So maybe you're dealing with an air sign, maybe you have air as one of your top 3, your sun, moon, or rising, or even your Venus. The Magician card for me is also a card of Virgo, so that could be applicable or relevant for someone. But it goes right back to the card you got at the beginning, the Earth Magic card. You are creating something new here, and you're actively doing it. In this card, he has all of the tools that he needs. He pulls from all of the elements, the fire, the earth, the water, the air. And you're actively making something new. Now that something new could involve another person, the Lovers. Specifically, this is a card of Gemini. But I also see this card as a union of the self, making oneself whole and complete, balancing the energy of the masculine and the feminine, another card referencing the energies. taking from what you need, alchemizing what has been or what you have into the new, into something that is like a new dawn for you. That's really powerful. That's really beautiful. And you move into the Three of Cups energy. So this is like this has such a lightness to it compared to these major arcana cards that you got right out of the gate. But the Three of Cups, I am seeing as a playfulness. I'm seeing it as time with friends. Perhaps you are linking up with your soul tribe at this time. Maybe you are called to invest more into those you love, those who have really stood by your side. And I'm seeing this with the Three of Cups. Maybe this party of people is dwindling. Maybe this tribe has gotten smaller, and the people that you feel like you can really turn to, have fun with, and invest your time, energy, and heart into has gotten smaller. And it's an amount that you can count maybe on one hand. But nonetheless, there's fun, there's merriment, there's joy. Don't know why merriment came to mind. That's interesting. I don't use that word. But yeah, it's a card of playfulness. It's a card of fun. And once you get honest about this unification inside of yourself, you know, this comes easier. This Three of Cups, this celebration and coming together. Now, I love that you came out in the very center of your reading, as you should. King of Cups. This is in your true essence and in your true nature, aware of your emotions, yet fixed on your throne. So the waves are there, the emotions are realized, the emotions are identifiable, but you are not swayed by them. There is a level of self-mastery implied with it being a King of Cups. And I'm sensing that there is a person in your energy, excuse me, taking on this Queen of Wands-like energy. And you see how this person is looking in your direction and you're looking away towards the Hermit? I feel like this energy is lingering, is looking, but not, there's just too much powerful energy elsewhere in this reading for this to really hold weight, for this to be able to move you off your throne, is what I'm sensing. Because with the Hermit card and your attention and the focus of the King of Cups onto the Hermit, I'm sensing that you coming to terms with you carving out the time to go within, to unify all of the energy, all of that which is inside of you, which maybe has been fragmented. This is now the focus. Taking the time to be comfortable in solitude, to meditate. The Hermit is a card of meditation. It's going within. It's finding that light within so that it can be in the lantern, in the external. Otherwise, it can't be there. And so I'm really sensing that this is where kind of like your value lies. There's a really strong energy with that card. This is kind of where your value lies at the moment, is focusing on your internal landscape. The Lovers, the Hermit. I'm sensing in your past you had some confusion with the Seven of Cups. In all arenas of life, you might have had all of these different opportunities presented to you, and it was a matter of, what do you take? I'm also sensing that this you focusing on you may present confusion for others. I don't sense that those who are confused by your actions are those who are within your closest, innermost tribe. I think these people in your life, these who have adopted the title of family, maybe, they're the ones who really know what's going on with you. And what's beautiful about it is you don't even have to say anything to them for them to know. They can kind of see what you're, I'm going to say becoming, kind of what's happening behind the scenes. And these are people who can celebrate with you. And maybe it's through going inside that the 7 cups become more clear. Whereas before it was just cloudy, it was shrouded in illusion, right? Maybe had like a Neptunian energy to it. But now that fog can lift, and maybe the more you go inside, maybe the more you're doing that work, maybe that's how it's lifting for you. Maybe it's getting your heart and mind balanced. That reveals what cups are for you and which ones are not. I think that's happening right now for you. I think you're moving out of a dreamy landscape. Dreamy not necessarily being like having a positive connotation, doesn't have to have a judgment value to it, but one that could have been filled with illusion. And I think that as you do that, you move into your groundedness, King of Pentacles. You become even more stable, more solid as you lift the veil of illusion, as you go within, as you unify yourself. There's some connection here between this King of Pentacles and the Lovers as well. I think you might be inspired at this time to get more grounded. I think you might be inspired at this time to get more into nature, right? To plant roots, perhaps. And I'm sensing also to accumulate that which is of value. It doesn't necessarily, even though Pentacles usually are wealth, it doesn't necessarily need to be money, tangible things, possessions, but that could tie in some degree in terms of finding your inner stability. I'm seeing this as value and worth that is somewhat tangible, but actually satisfying. And that's the part that's intangible. I'm sensing also these are 2 cards of, you have to evolve to get into the King position, to become the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So perhaps you fought those battles, right? Like the Knights do. And it's strengthened you. And now you know that you can have that inherent strength without needing to necessarily wear all of the armor. There's such a confidence radiating off of the King energies that it almost serves as this like protective shield against any of the confusion, any of the trappings, anyone on the external that like isn't, beautifully resonating with your energy and your vibe. And the more that you become in touch with you, the more you become aware of what it is you want to create, what that vision is, and step forward in action towards that, the more you step into alignment with your truth, Ace of Swords. Now, around the end of the timing of the month, whether it's the end of March, I mentioned this is going into April, so it could even be into April, you could be speaking your truth more. You could be doing it in situations where there was a lot of illusion and confusion. You could be doing it in ways that's really aligned with who you are at your essence and your truth. But your truth comes out as a result of going within. Your truth comes out as a result of giving back to yourself and filling up your own cup so that you do even have anything in that overflow, anything to give. Such a beautiful movement to move to clarity from confusion. And that's what I'm sensing here. There's a sense that this is just like bound to happen with the Wheel of Fortune, right? Bottom of the deck. This is karma turning over. Wherever you've been, and I'm sensing kind of the bottom of the wheel. Things spin. I'm very happy for you. This is a beautiful reading, water signs. All right. I'm going to leave you there. Have a beautiful month, and I love you. Take care.